in a 13-speed transmission. We're only going to operate the first 8 gears of it. The splitter in the front dictates the lower gears. When the splitter is in the down position, that goes from 1 through 4, and when you put the splitter up, that puts the transmission in 5 through 8. We're only going to work the first several gears to demonstrate how to double clutch a 13-speed transmission. So we're going to put our safety belt on. We're going to do a little driving. Now, the splitter itself sits directly in front of gears 1 and 2. Okay, naturally it sits in front of gears 1 and 2. So, in order to go into the 1, you push the clutch all the way to the floor, which is your clutch brake, and you go forward. If it's not going, then let up on the clutch just slightly. Push in both gears to release your brakes. Ease up off the clutch. Just to get the vehicle rolling. And then you're going to get your RPMs up. So as long as your RPMs are riding in 1500, you're good. You don't have to shift as long as it's in the green or around 1500 RPMs. But once you get up to about 1800 RPMs, then you will clutch, all right? And you only put clutch into the working zone of the clutch, and that is past the first inch of the clutch. The first inch is the free play zone, and then past an inch is the working zone. So when you're just normally driving, you'll let the RPM, got a little dip here on the road. As long as you're just allowing the tractor to pull the trailer, let your RPMs be around 1500. And as long as you're around 1500, that's a good level to be in with your RPM gauge. So now I'm getting up to 1800, and I'm going to clutch to neutral and then clutch the gear. All right, get the RPM to 1800, clutch neutral, clutch gear. RPM to 1800. I'm in 4th gear. I'm going to 5th gear, clutch neutral, clutch gear. All right, and then ride it into 15. Now when you downshift, you're going to let the RPMs drop. And then you're going to go clutch neutral, rev, clutch gear. That was the power shift. Clutch neutral, rev, clutch gear. Alright? And when you come to a complete stop, you're going to push the clutch in and the brake like a 1-2 punch simultaneously. You're going to clutch and brake, and you come to a complete stop. Alright, you can pause that one, go try it again. Pause that one. Do a double clutch on. Alright, the shifter, how it works is, where the shifter sits, it sits automatically in front of gears 1 and 2. In order to go to 3, you have to go to the neutral position, and then go over to the right, and it will stop at an invisible wall, and you go up to 3. And then to go to 4th gear, you're going to come straight back to neutral, then straight back to 4th. And then in order to go to 5th gear, you'll put the splitter up, which controls your higher gears, and you're going to go from neutral and over to where the splitter stops by itself, and go forward, and that'll be 5th. And then once you get your RPMs up, you're going to go to neutral, then to 6th gear. It's an H pattern position. All right, so we're going to demonstrate. Splitter down. We're going to put the clutch all the way to the floor, which is the clutch brake. Then we're going to push the gear shift forward, and then we're going to ease up off the clutch, pushing your gears, pushing your brakes. All right. Once your RPM gets around 1800 RPM, clutch. When you come to a stop, put the clutch in, and then the brake. Now we're going to make a left turn here, so we're going to put the shifter back into neutral, let the gear shift come into its natural position, which is going to sit right in front of 1 and 2. And then we're going to start off in first by pushing that clutch all the way to the floor and going straight forward, which was 1. All is clear. Give us RPMs. You don't want to shift in the turn, especially for the test. Once you get straight, you put your blinker off and then clutch into second gear. Clutch into third gear, which is pushing the clutch into the working zone and then coming up off of it and then pushing it to the working zone again. Now we're in fourth gear, going to fifth gear, going to clutch, that's fifth gear. Then accelerate. Don't accelerate and push the clutch at the same time, either one or the other. Clutch, that is your sixth gear. So we accelerate, let our RPMs ride. We have 1,500 RPMs. As the RPMs will start to raise up to 1,800, once it gets into the 1,800 area, then we're going to clutch neutral, clutch gear. Now we're in seventh gear.
It's that tire.
Okay. All right, cut it. Well, we have the splitter in the lower position. That's your the fourth gear. When the splitter goes up, that is your fifth to eighth gear. So as long as the splitter is in the up position, that controls your higher gears. When the splitter is in the lower position, that controls your lower gears. All right, the shifter itself sits directly in front of gears 1, 2, 5, and 6. So you don't have to put a lot of effort into getting into those gears when you're trying to go into. All you got to do is let the shifter fall right into its natural position. So we're going to start off by releasing our brakes, and then we're going to push the clutch all the way to the floor, which is the clutch brake, which stops the clutch from spinning. And then we're going to go straight up into first gear. We're going to ease up off the clutch and allow it to roll. Then take your foot off the clutch, then start to accelerate. Don't push the clutch and accelerator at the same time. You're either on one or the other. So as we're riding in the parking lot, we're going to drive with our RPMs at around 1,500 RPMs just to pull the trailer around. And as long as you're at around 1,500 RPMs, there's no reason to shift. So we're coming to the exit. We're going to put our blinkers on, let everybody know what we're trying to do. Watch them try to see what the traffic's looking like. Come to a complete professional stop. Then ease up and look both ways. Making sure you have enough room because you got that 53-foot trailer for you. Once we get straight, we're going to take our blinker off, and then we're going to shift to second gear. Clutch, which is pushing the clutch into the working zone. You don't have to push it all the way to the floor. Clutch. Once your RPM gets about 1,800 RPM, split her up, clutch. We're in fifth gear now. RPM's up to 1,800, clutch. See how little I push the clutch in? You don't have to push it all the way to the floor. Get our RPMs up to about 1,800. Clutch. We're in seventh gear now. And as long as you're riding in 1,500 RPM, and you don't need to shift if you're going to speed limit. Speed limit is 45. We're at 1,500 RPM. There's no reason to shift. Now I'm going to demonstrate how you downshift. You're going to allow the truck RPM to drop to about 1,100 RPM. Once the RPMs drop to about 1,100 RPM, you're going to clutch the neutral, rev up, and then clutch it into gear. Okay? Let the RPMs drop. Once they drop to about 1,100, then you're going to clutch the neutral, rev, and then clutch it to gear. All right, we're in fifth gear. We're going to go back up to sixth gear. Clutch. 1,800 RPM. Move. RPMs up. About 1,800. Clutch. All right. Now we're going to demonstrate the downshift one more time. RPM down to 1100. We're in 7th gear. We're going to clutch the neutral, rev, and clutch it into gear. RPM drop, clutch, rev, clutch it into gear. All right, and that is a double clutch.